Hello everyone, this is Pat with our Oracle card reading and message for the beginning of the week, Monday, January 5th and Tuesday, January 6th. So, beginning of the week for today's reading, I do the Archangel Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue, and also the Mermaids for Mermaid Monday, but I know some of you in other parts of the world, you are well into your evening and almost heading into Tuesday. So, we'll consider it for that as well. So let's see what archangels are working with us this first full week of January. And we have a bright, beautiful full moon that's just taken place. Okay. Whoop. All right, here's one message that's come out. This is from the Archangel Metatron, working with us this week, and it's chakra clearing. So he says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Metatron works with something called the cube, and he can use that if you ask him to clear and cleanse. It's like a golden cube of light to clear and cleanse out your energy centers known as the chakras. So you know, it may be that there's a lot of pent-up energies with this new moon, as I recall it being very, passionate. So it may be bringing up a lot of emotional stuff for you that needs to be released, and full moons are a great time for releasing. So Metatron's here with this message of, clear out your own personal energy, your energy centers. And so you may notice, if you're familiar with the chakras and what they are and where they are in the body, you may be noticing that there's what's being brought up for you are issues that are related specifically to certain chakras, and so, by working with them and their energies, clearing them out and brightening them through certain kinds of meditations, chakra clearing meditations, etc., it will help with this process. So Metatron is lending his help to us this week for that very thing, to help clear out these issues that are surfacing in particular chakras. So, just notice where it's coming from for you, and ask to be shown, ask for specific, attention to be paid to that particular area. So, and sometimes, where you're having a physical ailment could be a clue, okay? So, notice and pay attention to that. If you're experiencing a sore throat or, something along those lines like right now, maybe it has to do with your, issues of expressing yourself or something like that. So just notice where these are taking place and ask for Metatron's help with that specific area. So Metatron's helping us this week, clearing out these older issues. And because, they're not, in some way they're not serving us anymore, and we need to step into our power more. And so they need to be released in some way. So have patience with this process. It's not always easy. It doesn't always happen overnight. I know I'm a big fan of the, loving the angels for their instant quick fixes, which they do sometimes quite miraculously, but not always. And it's not always an overnight process. They kind of help us shine a light on things and lead us to finding the people that can best help us with it, the people and situations. So as I shuffle the mermaids and ask for their messages as well, one of the ones that's jumped out here, or fallen out, is the consult an expert. And it says more information is needed, so contact someone with expertise in this area. So to me, it feels like there is a lot of emotional stuff coming up. Maybe it's a therapist you need to speak with, or maybe you feel drawn to explore a past life regression or something along those lines, because maybe there's a something there that just seems unusual that maybe needs more exploring, and sometimes that that can be a key to it. It's something that's from a previous lifetime. Now, I know not everybody believes in that, but if you do and you feel drawn to that, it could also just mean this card, when this card shows up, it needs, it suggests the need to contact someone who is professional or much wiser in a certain field or has more life experience in something than you do. So, call upon that person's expertise for their help in guiding you through. Engage their services or what have you. And it could be in any, professional endeavor. So, it could be a lawyer, it could be a real estate person, something along those lines. That's all. Because they can give you a broader perspective and bring your awareness to things that you may not be seeing. Okay? So let's see if there's any, let's see if there's any other message from the mermaids, and there was, one slipped out. And it's this card, Time to Move On, and it says, it's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Okay? So it really, the card's message speaks for itself. It's because it's time to move on. I mean, we're at the beginning of the new year, so it is time to move on and move into new things, all right? And I feel like for a lot of us out there, it has to do with whatever the old is, it was tying up our energies for, a long time, and we need to step into our power and shine our light and be the gift that we are here to be in the world. And sometimes, a lot of the other stuff going on around us it's just distractions. It's distractions that, distract us from being who we are fully and what we're here to be and do. So it's time to move on from that. And I feel like this message is very much about it being time to step into our power and be willing to be who you truly are. Okay? And let's see. For some of you, it does have to do with moving on. Time to move on from some old relationships. I think there's a lot of relationship issues that have been coming up towards the end of the year and the beginning of this new one. So, and maybe in some steps, you've already taken some steps to move away from relationships that you realize may not be serving you anymore. But this card is also, it's like it's time to move on, into the new, explore the new areas. Okay, so it may also be some job-related things for some of you out there as I look at that. And this, to me, the ocean, I mean, it's obviously mermaid-related, so there's always going to be water in it somehow. But this speaks to the waves of change, all right? She's got a big, huge wave in back of her. She's kind of gazing back at where she's come from, okay? But yet still continuing to move forward. And it's just the waves of change are pushing us forward. I know sometimes we all go through periods, and I know I have myself this year, where it just feels like there's a lot of change that's taken place. And it's almost like it's amped up, intensified, or kind of moving forward a lot more rapidly. And it's just these waves of change in the universe are really pushing us forward. The change of consciousness that so many of us have been talking about for so long now is really picking up momentum, and it's propelling us forward in the way that these waves are pushing us through changes. Okay, the waves of change. So anyways, those are our messages for the beginning of this week. I hope you have a great start to your week, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care, everyone.